Hey everyone, and welcome to the ALBA method. So today's session is a power fusion flow. We're going to be working the entire body, but mainly focusing on increasing strength and range of motion in the hips and the legs. Today's flow, we're also going to be exploring some new shapes and transitions to really get us out of our head and into our body and movement. Today you're just going to need your mat and your body. When you're ready, I'll meet you there. Okay, today we're going to start in a tabletop position. So when you're ready, go ahead and come to all fours. Always setting up the shape with the hands underneath the shoulders and the hips over the knees. And start with the toes tucked under to give the arches a little stretch. And just take a moment to check out your hands and make sure your placement is set up. And from here you can find just a nice soft steady gaze, or you can gently close the eyes, but just take a couple breaths in this shape from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. Just take a quick scan of the body and check in with how you're feeling. And slowly start to just explore this. So really grip the mat with your finger pads, draw the ears over the shoulders, start to pull the low ribs in and create some activity through the core. Start to shift your hips back towards your heels, stretching through the feet, and then start to take the shoulders past the wrists. So shifting forward and back, creating some organic movement here. Again, just exploring the body, getting some movement through the wrists, through the ankles. And then gently come back to center. Once again, pushing the ground away. Start to find a cat round spine here. So gaze between the thighs, dropping the head down, pushing the earth away. Pull the low belly in. Just take a breath here. Feel the shoulder blades moving away from each other. Lean into your hands even more. And then slowly start to come back through a neutral spine, and rather than releasing the belly, start to stretch the belly as you pull the heels of the hands towards the knees. Gently lift the gaze. Again, drawing the ears over the shoulders. Do that one more time, nice and slow. Pull the ribs in as you take the gaze down. Push the earth away. Lean into those hands. And then gently coming through that neutral position, stretching the belly as you arch through the spine. Push into those hands to lift the chest. Beautiful. Coming back to a nice neutral position here. So pull the low ribs in. Good. Start to take your left leg back and take your right arm forward, coming into a spinal balance here. And feel the core turn on. Take some ankle circles with that left foot in one direction and then the other. Again, just exploring this movement. Keep pressing through that left hand. And then just release that right hand, release the left knee, switch sides. Extending that right foot back, take your left arm forward. As if you were shaking someone's hand, reach through the fingertips, keep pressing through that right hand, flexing those right toes down, and then take some ankle circles in one direction and switch directions. Just noticing what you feel, where you feel it. Keep that right arm nice and stable. And then go ahead and point those right toes back as you reach through that left hand. Then slowly release that. Good. From here, just take that right arm out to the side so the fingertips are in line with the shoulder. And you're going to start to bend that left knee. Start to reach the right fingertips through with the palm up here, just hovering that right shoulder right above the mat. Keep pushing through that left hand, and then reach right back out to the side. Do that 2 more times, just coming down about halfway. Bend that left elbow, hover that right shoulder, and then reach right back out. Good. One more. Staying with the breath, and then reach right back out. From here, start to twist up. Make a fist and just roll out that wrist in one direction and switch directions. Good. From here, start to reach all the way through, coming in to thread the needle, taking that ear down to the mat. Good. Taking that left hand and reaching it to the top of your space. Just pause. Take a breath. Good. Start to walk that left hand back towards you as you slowly unwind, coming back through that twist and coming back to your tabletop. Beautiful. Switching sides, take that left arm out. The palm is down as if you were pressing your hand down on something solid. Fingertips are in line with that shoulder. Keep pressing through the right hand and then start to bend that right elbow as you reach through. Hover that left shoulder. The palm faces up now. And then reach right back out. Feel that core get involved. Good. Again, reach all the way through. Hover that left shoulder. And then reach right back out. Good. One more time. And reach right back out. Pause and then start to twist up. Just reach. Breathe into that left side space. Roll out that wrist a couple times in one direction and switch directions. Nothing fancy. And then start to thread that needle, so sweeping that arm through and coming down onto the head. Just pause. Start to reach that right arm towards the top of your space, pressing through the palm to shift those hips over the knees. And then we slowly unwind. Bring that right hand underneath you. Start to reach up and come back to that tabletop position. Beautiful. Setting up your hands underneath those shoulders. Once again, reset. And just take a breath. Beautiful. From here, start to take that left leg back once again. This time keeping the toes pointed. Reach your right arm out. And now spin your right palm towards the ground. Good. Start to point your back toes. Reach, pulling your heel towards your glute, and then extend those toes out. Good. Do that again, pulling the heel towards the glute, and then extend those toes out. Trying to keep that thigh parallel with the ground. One more. And then extend those toes out. From here, start to pull that heel in, and now we're going to lift the knee, pointing the toes to the sky. So lift the knee, and then slowly drop the knee. Lift the knee, and slowly drop the knee. Keep reaching through that right hand. Palm is down. One more. And then release that right hand. And extend those left toes back once again. This time take that left foot, left heel in line with the hip. Pressing through the outer edge of that foot. Just take your hips back towards your heel. And then take the shoulders over the wrist, just like we did in the beginning of class. We're pressing through the outer edge of that left foot to stay stable. Good. Coming back to center. Pick up that foot. Start to bring it back in line. And then releasing the ball of the foot to the mat. Start to press through that left foot. So stretching out that calf for a moment. And now start to find a cat round spine. So gaze down. Push through the hands. Start to pick up your right knee off the mat. Coming into this plank variation. Pulling your right heel towards your right glute. Beautiful. From here, start to spin on that left heel. Keep your right toes touching that left leg and open that knee. Almost like tree, but we're in this side plank variation. And then coming back through center, pulling that knee in. Pause here. Good. Release that right knee to the ground. Pick up that left foot. Point the toes back. Lift the chest. Find that cow face pose. And then release, coming back to center. Take a round of cat and cow. So we're building piece by piece. Taking it slow and exploring. Go ahead and take that right leg back. Point the toes. Good. Start to take that left arm forward with the palm down. Good. Setting up your foundation first. Now start to pull that right heel towards the glute and then extend the toes straight back. Keeping the toes in line with that hip, activating that hamstring. Good. 2 more. Nice and slow, keeping that thigh parallel with the mat. The entire leg is engaged here. And now pull it in, pause. Now point the toes to the sky, lift the knee, getting that right glute involved. 4, 3, it's not a big movement. 2, and 1. Good. Releasing that left hand, extending those right toes. Good. From here, taking that right foot out to the side. And then start to take your hips back towards your heel. And come back to center. Good. Do that again. Take the hips back towards the heel, pressing through the outer edge of that right foot now. Good. Just shifting forward and back, feeling that stretch. Good. One more time. And then coming back to that neutral position. Picking up that foot, bringing it back in line with the right hip. Release the ball of the foot and press through the heel. Stretch out that calf. And then shift back into the hands. Keep pressing through the ball of that right foot. Start to pull your left knee in towards your chest, coming into this plank variation. Staying strong through those hands. Start to spin, opening that left knee. Keeping the toe touching the leg. Take that left arm up. Good. Using that core, staying strong, pulling back into that plank variation. Left knee pulls in nice and slow. Good. Release that left knee. Pick up the right toes, lift the chest, and release, coming back to your center. Beautiful work. Good. From here, adding on. Take that left leg back, take your right arm forward, coming back to that spinal balance. Good. Pointing those back toes, pull the heel to the glute, and then extend. Good. One more time, pulling that heel towards the glute and extend. Good. Pull the heel towards the glute and now pulse that leg up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Releasing that right hand, extending the toes, taking it out to the side. Now from here, find a little twist. Reaching up with that left hand, breathe into that left side body here. Pushing into that right hand and then coming back to center. Pick up that left foot. Slowly bring it back in line with that left hip and pause, releasing the ball of the foot. Good. Adding on. Start to press through the ball of that foot. Pull your right knee into the chest. The toes are pointed. I'm touching my right toe to the inside of my left leg. And now start to spin open. Press that knee open as you roll to that left side plank variation. Good. Controlling that release. So coming back to center. Pull the knee in. And now release that knee. Start to pull that knee up in between the hands as you release your hips. Keep your back toes tucked under and just lift the chest, keeping your hands down. Pause. Good. So from here, we're going to shift everything. You're just going to roll to your right hip. Spin your left toes to the sky and face the side. Good. You're going to take that right arm up and over towards your left toes. Just a gentle stretch here. Just pause. Good. From here, you're going to come back to center. So start to shift over that right leg ever so slightly. Start to pull your left heel in so that both knees are bent. We're in this kind of mermaid shape. From here, we're going to rise up onto the shins. Press the hips forward and take the arms out to the side. As you sit down, you're going to bring the arms together, bending at the elbows, and then do it again. Squeeze your glutes, press through the hips, and then sit back through the hips. Good. 2 more. Pressing up and sitting back. Good. Getting those arms involved. Last one. Good. Coming back, controlling that release. From here, take that right hand out to the side, reaching up and over to the right side. And then switch, taking those left fingertips, taking your gaze over. Just creating some length. And now the whole body's going to move together. Your arms are going to come to the top of the mat. Start to spin your left toes as you shift back over that right knee. Tuck your back toes. Pull that right knee into your chest. And now here, come into a 3-legged down dog. Reaching the right toes up to the sky. So good. Release to your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Shifting forward to plank. Come back to that tabletop position. Walking the hands underneath your shoulders. Reset. Let's switch sides. Take that left arm forward and that right leg back. Pause. Good. So pointing those toes, pull the heel towards the glute and extend the leg. Again, heel towards the glute and extend the leg. Now pull the heel in towards the glute, pulsing those toes up to the sky for 4, 3, nice and slow, 2, and 1. Good. Releasing that left hand. Extend those right toes. Take it out to the side. The heel comes in line with the hip. Pressing through the outer edge of that foot. Reach the right arm up. Find that twist. Breathing into the right side body. Keep pushing through that left hand. And then taking the gaze with you, release that right hand. Pick up that right foot, coming back in line. Good. Release the ball of the foot. Pull that left knee in. Here we go. Start to spin to the right as you open that knee. Reach that left arm up at this side plank variation. Good. Start to release that. Coming back to center. Pull the left knee in and up. And then release that knee between the hands. Pause. Back toe stays tucked under. Find a little lift through the chest. And now roll everything to the left, onto that left hip, right toes to the sky, reaching over to that right side, finding that side body stretch through that right leg. And then coming back to center, start to shift over that left leg, pull your right toes in towards your right glute. Here we are. From here, start to rise up, pressing the hips forward. Arms come out to the side. Squeeze the glutes, and then arms, hands come together as you shift the hips. Again, squeeze the glutes as you rise up onto the shins, and then close those arms 2 more times. Remember to take those breaths. Good. 1 more. And shifting the hips back. Pause here. Take that left hand out to the side. Reach up and over. And gently guide over to the other side. The whole body moves together here.
Hands to the top of the mat, extending those toes back. Come back to that start shape. Toes tucked under. Pull that left knee in nice and slow. Three-legged dog. Extend the left toes up. And release. Downward facing dog. Pause. Take a breath. Notice the difference. Good. From here, shifting forward to plank. Coming back to that tabletop position. Good. Pause. Take a breath. Check in. Adding on, taking that left leg back and the right arm forward. Point the toes. Heel pulls towards the glute. Just one this time. And now point the toes to the sky for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now extending those toes back. Release the right hand. Take that left foot out to the side. Good. Reach up with that left arm and pause. Good. Release the left hand. Pick up that left foot. Come back into that spinal balance variation. Releasing the ball of the foot. Pull the right knee in. Start to spin to that left side. The side plank variation. Open that right knee. Reach up. And now start to take those right fingertips over your right ear. Reaching for the top of your space. Controlling that release. Pulling that knee back into your chest. Release the right knee between the hands. Lift the chest. Shifting over to that right side. Point those right toes to the sky as you reach up and over. Beautiful. Coming back to your center. Pick up those left toes. Bend the knee and pause. Good. Rising up onto those shins. Arms out. Open the arms. And then shift those hips as you close the hands. Good. 2 more. Breathe. Good. 1 more time. And coming back to center, we control that release. Take that right hand to the side. Reach up and over. Finding that fluidity in our movement and other side. And the whole body moves together to the top of your space. Come back to that pigeon variation, tucking those toes. Reach the right leg up. Pause. From here, step through to a lunge. Place your foot between your hands. Just breathe. Set up this new shape. Good. Your back knee's going to come down. Your right hand's going to come to the top of that knee. And now bring the top of the left foot flat. Good. So standing strong on that right foot, coming back to this hamstring. Pull the heel towards the glute. And then try to control that release down. Good. Shifting forward. Good. 1 more time. Pull that heel in and then start to reach back. Maybe grab the outer edge of the foot. Shifting into that right foot. Keep this left glute strong. Working to get off the kneecap. Using that right hand as leverage to lift the chest. And then control the release. Tuck the back toe. Shift back into a half split. Good. From here, shift forward. Start to take that left arm up. And then shifting back. Controlling that movement. Flex the right toes as you reach through that left hand. And then come right back up to that crescent lunge shape. Left bicep comes by the ear. 1 more time. Shift back. And shift forward. Good. Release that left hand. Pick up that back knee. So you're going to keep your right knee bent. You're going to shift into this low airplane variation. So the right knee stays bent like we're in a squat. The left toes come in line with that left hip. And then hands are going to come to heart as you straighten that right leg. Pause into this airplane variation. Start to take your hands back. Shoulder blades come onto the back. Inhale. Pull that left knee in. Pause. Exhale, start to shift back into airplane, controlling that movement. Again, pull the left knee in, pause. Exhale, shift back. Last time. And now we come back to that low flying airplane variation. Control that movement. Release the left foot, coming back into a high lunge here. And now spin it open to warrior 2. From here, you're going to straighten both legs, coming in to this star variation with the hands at heart. Feet are parallel. Start to bend your right knee. Start to take your left fingertips towards that right foot as you reach up with the right hand. And we're just going to take the arms out to the side as you straighten both legs, coming back to center. Exhale. Take the right hand to that left foot. Find a gentle twist. Keeping the hips pulling back. Getting into that side core body. Come back to center. Inhale. And switch. Reach. Good. Come back to center. Inhale. And switch. Reach. Good. 1 more each side. 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 Good. Come back to center, pause. So starts with the feet. Start to move both your feet so you come back to this high lunge variation. Good. Start to release your hands to frame that right foot. Start to straighten your right leg. Coming into this pyramid prep. Lift up through that left heel. Pause. Good. Just stretch over that front leg. And now from here, bend your right knee. Shift forward. Come into a standing split here. So straighten the right leg. Left toes come in line with that left hip. And now just tap the mat with the top of your left foot. And then lift the heel in line with the hip. 2 more. Last one. And now here, release that foot. So you're going to release the ball of the foot and release the heel. So we're in this shorter stance with the feet staggered. Start to bend your left knee, bowing over that front leg, and then straighten that left leg. Good. 2 more. Using your hands, getting really into that wrist and ankle. Good. 1 more time. Good. Coming back to your standing split. And bring the left foot to meet the right. Take a halfway lift here. Good. Stepping back to a plank position. Our first vinyasa today, coming halfway down for that mid plank. And then pressing through the tops of the feet. Find your upward facing dog here. Pause. Take a breath. And then pull back. Downward facing dog. Shift. Beautiful work. Beautiful. Come forward to plank. Coming back down to tabletop. Pause. Taking it to the other side. Good. Take that right leg back. Take your left arm forward. Good. Just pull the heel towards the glute once and now lift that leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing that left hand. Point the toes. Take that heel in line with the hip. Pause. Pressing through the outer edge of that right foot. Pressing through that left hand. Reach up. Find your twist. Good. Release that right hand. Pick up that right foot. Come back in line with that right hip. Releasing the ball of the foot. Pull that left knee into your chest. Good. Finding that side plank variation. Open the knee as you reach that left arm up. And then start to reach over towards the top of your space. Pause. Good. Rolling back to that plank variation. Nice and controlled. Pull the left knee in. Place it between the hands. And then everything shifts, rolling to that left side. Right toes point to the sky, reach up and over. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Pick up that right foot, bend the knee. Pull that heel in. Inhale, rise up, arms out to the side. Press the hips forward. Exhale, sit. 2 more. And exhale, sit. 1 more time. And exhale, sit. Good. Taking it over to the left. Take the gaze with you. Then take it over to the right. And then everything moves together. Hands to the top of the mat. Spin back to that variation. And then send that left leg up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Pause. Good. From here, step through to a lunge. And pause. Placing the foot between the hands. Set up your space. Bring the back knee down. Good. So the top of that right foot comes down, avoiding the kneecap on that right side. And then take the left palm to the top of the knee. Good. Start to pull that heel into the glute. And then control the release. One side's always going to feel trickier than the other. So just take your time to explore the movement. Make adjustments. 2 more. And then pull that heel in. Maybe you reach back and grab the foot for a nice quad stretch here. Shifting into that left foot. Use that left hand on the knee for stability. Staying light through the heart, light through the shoulders. And then controlling that release. Good. Taking it back to a half split here. Pressing through that heel. And then shifting back into that lunge. Reach that right arm up. Good. Start to control the movement back. Reach forward as you bow over that front leg. And then shifting forward. Keeping the back toes tucked under to protect that knee. Pressing through the ball of the foot. Pressing through that heel. Staying nice and controlled. Staying strong. 1 more time. Good. Coming back up. Pause. Release that right hand. Pick up that back knee. Good. From here, start to shift into that left foot, coming into this low flying airplane variation. Right toes point back, hands to heart. Straighten that left leg. Pulling that right knee in. Pause. Take it back into airplane, extending the toes back, reach back, shoulder blades onto the back. And then pull that knee in, pause. Maintaining that control and that focus, extending back and pulling in. Beautiful work. One last time. And pull in. Now from here, start to take that low flying airplane variation, releasing that right foot. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open it up, and then take the feet parallel. Pause. Good. Take those arms out to the side. Creating that same squat variation. So bend that left knee. Start to reach for the left toes as you reach up with the left hand. Looking to the side, come back to center and switch. Remember, the hips want to pull back behind you. Keeping the legs nice and strong as we move side to side. One more time, each side. Staying fluid. Good. Coming back to center. Everything moves together to come into this high lunge. And then release the hands coming into this pyramid prep. So back heel stays up, stretching over that front leg. Just breathe. Good. Start to bend that left knee. Coming into a standing split here. Pointing those right toes back. Staying strong through that left leg, using your hands for stability. Remember, it's not about how high the leg is. We want to control that hip. So just tap the top of the foot to the mat and lift the leg. Again. And lift the leg. 2 more. Nice controlled movement. And now releasing that foot so we find a staggered shape. Releasing the heel. Bend your right knee as you bow over that front leg. And then straighten the right leg. Good. Again. Really getting into that ankle and into that knee. 2 more. Shift the hips back. And 1 more time. Good. Coming back to that standing split. Shift into that left foot. Right toes to the sky. Release the right foot to meet the left. Inhale. Take a halfway lift. And exhale. Step back. Good. Shifting forward. Taking your vinyasa. Come halfway down. Shoulders in line with elbows. And then lift up. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Pull back. Downward facing dog. Reset. Take a breath. And let it go. Beautiful. Coming back down to your tabletop position. Pause here. Take your hips to your heels. Bring the tops of the feet flat. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, just bring your hands to heart. Take a breath. Check in. Beautiful. From here, shifting your hips to one side. Just extend those toes out in front of you. And just taking the hands to either side. Just stretch over the legs. Good. And then rising up, bring the soles of the feet together as you bend the knees, taking this nice wide diamond shape, bringing the hands to the shins for leverage. Just lift up through the heart. Just drop one ear to one shoulder and the other ear to the other shoulder, just exploring how you feel. And the differences in the body. Start to take your chin down towards your chest, finding these little half circles. Roll the shoulders out a couple times. And then start to shift over those legs, getting nice and wide through the low back. Using those hands on the shins for leverage. Keeping the feet pressing into one another actively. And then inhale, just find some length through the heart. And exhale, folding over those legs. Good. Go ahead and sit up. Bring the knees together and slowly roll onto your back. Pulling the knees into the chest, cactusing the arms. Drop your knees to the right, gaze to your left. And using your core, gently come back to your center and switch sides. And coming back to your center, pull your knees in. Bring your forehead in towards your knees. And find the soles of the feet together as you open your knees. You can also take a shavasana here. We're just here for a moment to let everything settle, to let everything absorb.
Bring your hands wherever they're comfortable. Just take a few breaths to give your weight to the mat. Just continue to focus on the breath. And once again, the differences we've made in the body. And slowly, as you're ready, start to slowly, gently pull your knees back into your chest. And wherever you are, take a full body stretch. So extending through the arms, through the legs, take up all that space. And then gently pulling the knees back into the chest, rolling onto one side, and pressing yourself up to this final shape. So cross-legged, or coming onto the knees. And just bring your hands together in front of your heart. And finding that soft gaze or gently closing the eyes. Just pause here. As always, giving ourselves that honor for showing up, for taking the time. And take this energy with you, this power and this motor control, this breath. Take it all with you off your mat and into the rest of your day. Drawing your thumbs between the brow, lift the gaze, finding gratitude here for our space, for this practice. And in that gratitude, we bow. Much love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and we'll see you for the next one. Ciao.